Don't be ridiculous. You know, I thought you'd be a little bit more supportive. You know, because that's what friends do. They support each other, Nikki. And I thought we were best friends. Well, I guess I was wrong then, that we're not best friends. So much for friendship, right, Nikki?
What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, a place to be chill, Mr. A&E. Bad to give you guys a Friday Night Smackdown review for August 28th, 2020. And this is a show where it was like a alright show, but the ending is really what made the show, because I personally didn't see this coming. I thought it was the right move to actually kind of make, because it came out of nowhere. So we kick off SmackDown with Vince McMahon backstage talking to Adam Pearce. So we got this big triple threat match happening at Payback, and we need it's a no holds bar, and we need the signatures of all three men. And Adam Pearce like all three of the guys. So yes, he has to go around to get the Fiend's, Braun Strowman's, and Roman Reigns' signature, all to confirm the match at Payback. So that is the ongoing theme of the show. So that's fine. But as he goes around to try to find where these guys are at, as he goes on the mission, we're here at the Thunderdome, and we got Jeff Hardy comes out, and he says it feels so good to be Intercontinental Champion here in the Thunderdome, and he said after what AJ did, saying he's lucky to be standing anywhere, but he's staying there with the Intercontinental Championship, and he's about to say so that AJ comes out and interrupts him, and AJ is in street clothes, and he's upset at Jeff Hardy because he used an illegal object in the matchup, even though it's a knee brace that it caused by you for attacking him and stuff like that. He says, I'm not, this is just playing all along, and then he said, and then he kind of like try to get all up in Jeff's face and things like that. But then Jeff Hardy says, "Well, if you know something, I was going to finish what I was going to say. I was going to say that I want to have an Intercontinental Open Challenge to start off the show." And then with AJ, he's yelling, he won't shut up. And then Jeff Hardy drops AJ with the right hand, and then the one who comes out to answer the challenge is half of the tag team champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. So Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. We haven't seen that match since SummerSlam of 2018, when Jeff did that swanton on the apron and missed. Like that was the highlight, and the one thing we missed right from that matchup. So once again, I thought this match actually was a little bit better than the SummerSlam matchup, to be honest with you. AJ Styles is on commentary talking about all the things, how Jeff Hardy cheated, and actually is rooting for Nakamura and hoping that Nakamura actually learned something from going into matches with AJ Styles and things like that. But they're on the outside. Jeff Hardy takes Nakamura and throws him into AJ Styles right there on the announce table. It brings him back in and goes for the twist of fate, and then he goes and gives him a swanton bomb, beats Shinsuke Nakamura. Good way to start off the matchup, in the beginning. So he celebrates and goes ringside, and then he taunts AJ Styles. So obviously, this looks like this is going to probably be something between AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy, which I thought. But as Jeff Hardy is coming back up the ramp, Sami Zayn music hits. Yeah, so Sami Zayn is making his way back, and Sami Zayn is coming out with the Intercontinental Championship, because people forgot that Sami Zayn took off because of the pandemic and stuff like that. Same thing Roman Reigns did. But it looks like since now WWE is actually finally listening and stuff like that, taking more safety precautions, that I see more of these superstars starting to come back. And like I said, you can also be burnt out. I wasn't going to perform in front of, nobody. So now we got the Thunderdome, they can probably come back. And now he's saying that, I never lost the Intercontinental Championship. I am still the Intercontinental Champion. And then he yells at him and calls him a fraud and stuff like that. And then, AJ Styles is starting to come up on the stage. And then, as Sammy kind of like pushes Jeff Hardy down and says that he will owe him soon. So that's how the first segment goes off. I thought that was pretty dope. So we got Sami Zayn back with the Intercontinental Championship, because they had to do a tournament because he was champion, he wasn't there. And Jeff Hardy is the new champion now. So I wonder what they're gonna do that angle. And AJ Styles is not done with him yet. So all three of them period for the Intercontinental Champion. Like those are Intercontinental competitors that I want to see. And like I said, if just a damn Bryan comes back, because SmackDown does have a very, very dope roster, but it's just that, with stuff going on, everybody can't really be there. You really can't enjoy it, and then, the way it should be. Firefly Funhouse is here because, but before we get there, he's walking to the back. Sami Zayn's walking to the back. He's talking about some, hey, I'm back. He's about to go see his friends, Nakamura and Shinsuke. But Adam Pearce finds his way through, as they keep calling it, the dimension, to the Firefly Funhouse as a postman. And then Wyatt, after he reveals that the Universal title, he welcomes him in there. He says, well, I have a contract that needs to be signed for Payback. And then he says, a contract, let me see. I'll sign it. So he signs it and says, well, I just signed a couple of death warrants, as he does laugh, and Pierce kind of just leaves Wyatt there laughing. So I know that it kind of, freaked him out. Then it's time for, Matt Riddle, and Corbin says he's afraid of him, and he talks about the King's Ransom, and then he calls Corbin out for a fight. But instead of calling Corbin out, here comes Shorty Gable. I'm like, are y'all really trying to force this heel thing on Gable? And he says, well, we get an impromptu match to Matt Riddle versus Shorty G, which don't last long, because that match would be kind of epic. But I know they're trying to put onto the Matt Riddle King Corbin crap. But Matt Riddle basically wins here over Gable, and Corbin tries to come in the match, but then Matt Riddle kicks him away and stuff. They are showing some footage of the Big E and Miz heated argument on Talking Smack, which is actually pretty dope. And then we got Big E back to the Heavy Machinery, where Otis, turns the Money in the Bank briefcase into his lunchbox, holding all kinds of meat and salami. So I was just like, okay. As the, Bailey and Sasha stop and, kind of clown her for a little bit before going out to the ring. And Bailey already talks about how, it's been a long week for them. They lost. Sasha lost her championship, and they both had defended their championships, and now they got to defend their tag team championships within the week of SummerSlam at Payback against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And then but Banks said she doesn't want Bailey to worry, as long as Bailey has her back, they can get through anything together. Banks may not be two belt Banks anymore, but she knows who she is and what she stands for, and they're still best friends. You know what I'm saying? But Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler ain't here. They interrupt on the screen and talk about something, even though they don't like each other at all. Trust me, it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? They're going to. There's nothing damn they can do about us at Payback. So backstage, Adam Pearce looking for Braun Strowman. And but so is Drew Gulak, because Drew Gulak does not like that Braun Strowman embarrassed him. So as Adam Pearce is coming up to him, Drew Gulak hits Braun Strowman with a chair. Strowman don't even flinch, and he turns around and sees Adam Pearce. He said, first off, that was Drew Gulak, and he says, I came for you to sign this contract for the triple threat match at Payback. And he said, if you want me to sign that contract, then you'll give me a match with Gulak, or say or meet me in the ring after see Gulak. Something he said like that. So, as everybody go to the match between Braun Strowman looking for Gulak, Sami Zayn comes back and sees Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. He's all hugging those guys and everything like that. And then he was just like, yeah, where you been, bro? You just kind of just left us and didn't tell us where to go. He was like, I was on hiatus, and I see that, I gave y'all space, and look what happened. Tag team champions, huh? And stuff like that. But then they, they kicked him out. He said, "You now can't be here in our champions room." And then Sam's like, "Oh, okay," because she has to go because he has so much to do. So he's not really truly getting it that they not with the shits anymore. Drew Gulak versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman not even in wrestling gear. He's in a shirt and pants. He comes out there to basically destroy Drew Gulak, which he does. Then after he's done destroying Drew Gulak, he comes up also to Adam Pearce, and then signs the contract, gives it back to him in his chest. Kalisto takes on Cesaro in a pretty decent matchup because Kalisto's back looking in tip-top shape here. Actually looks better than he did before. And we have Lucha House Party on the outside. Cesaro blocks the Salida del Sol that Kalisto's coming with and sends him into the turnbuckle. Nakamura's on the apron, but Lince Dorado can run him down, which distracts Kalisto. And then we have Cesaro with the roll-up to pin Kalisto, and then that makes the Lince Dorado and Kalisto argue even more. So Vince is backstage and says, so how's it going? He said, I got 2 out of 3. He said, well, 2 out of 3 is not good. You need 3 out of 3. So you need to go back there and get Roman's signature if you can find Roman. So we are now Tamina Snuka is backstage and approaches Nikki Cross, who has a coffee mug getting ready for gift to Alexa Bliss, who has her hair in pigtails kind of like Harley Quinn. And I'm like, I think I know where this is going, because she likes playing up Harley Quinn a lot, and she's interacted with the Fiend, and I think that Alexa is going to find a newfound love for the Fiend. I think they're going to try to turn the Fiend and Alexa Bliss into like a Joker Harley Quinn type thing, which will be, which I don't necessarily mind it, but you know what pissed me off though? They turned down this story because this was originally Cody's story, and this is one of the reasons why I left with him and Brandy Rose to do with Stardust. But no, they didn't want that. But now the Fiend got it. I'm not saying it's official, but that is necessarily true. And then Nikki Cross was like, you wanted to give her a mug and everything, for her best friend. She said, but she said, how you been since the Fiend? She said you want to remind her about the Fiend, and then she gets all pissed off and then breaks the mug right in front of her, and then storms off. So yeah, something's ticking inside Alexa Bliss. Main event time: Heavy Machinery and Big E take on the Miz, Morrison, and Sheamus for 6-man action here, and this match is pretty much what it is with 6-man action and stuff like that. The Miz comes up with a skull crusher finale on Otis, but Big E comes in. It's the big ending on the Miz for the win, so they're definitely putting the wins under Big E's belt. But after that, they celebrate, but that's not the main event. That's not the true main event. True main event is that Adam Pearce finally gets to Roman Reigns. He says, "Look, this is the payback main event contract we need you to sign. You're the only one who hasn't signed yet." And he says he guarantees to the match on Sunday to break everybody and leave. And he also guarantees to win the Universal title, because he never lost that in the first place. As he sits down, he says, "That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler." And as he looks over, the camera pans to Paul Heyman, and he looks over and says, "Believe that." So Reigns and Paul Heyman, Reigns is the new Paul Heyman guy, and I'm like, what? Are you serious? And then they look at the contract, and then that's how SmackDown goes off. So I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. So for me, SmackDown, just for that moment alone, gets a pass for me, because I didn't think they would do that with Roman Reigns. I truly did, because it's WWE, but they're actually doing it, which got me interested now. And because I don't know if Brock's coming back or not, so Roman and Paul, that's a new heel duo that I like. I hope they don't abandon it like Cesaro and Paul Heyman. But post your comments down below if you guys enjoyed SmackDown this week. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my reaction. Hit the subscribe button for more WWE content right here on Nerd Coalition. Once again, this is NC and Place to Be. Trent Stay Indy, and Nerd Coalition is out.